the productivity of people, as well as ensuring that every employee has access to information that defines the up-to-date state of the system, of course, on a need-to-know basis. Third, instituting responsive, frictionless, and transparent processes to faithfully represent the business environment of the company. And finally, taking quick and objective decisions based on data and facts and eschewing biases. I've always believed that fairness, transparency, meritocracy, and accountability, and of course leadership by example, are key to the success of any enterprise. Somehow, the company had diluted its focus on meritocracy and accountability during the last decade. Therefore, I set about identifying hidden jewels in the company and giving them opportunity to lead in its resurrection, and identifying not so well performing people and moving them to tasks that they were best suited for. Every one of these decisions was discussed and approved by the senior management. We will soon start a fast-track career programmer for high performers. We recognize the need to strengthen incentives for technology experts. So we will start a technical stream program for architects, designers, performance engineers, and crack programmers who do not want to become managers. We built several industry-leading systems in sales and software delivery. We hired lots of entry-level people in sales so that we could have more foot soldiers connecting with prospects. We improved our training programs in software development and in sales. We improved the assessment process for employees attending our training programs. We invested heavily in quality and productivity areas, creating systems for measuring and improving individual productivity and for enhancing the quality of the code that we develop. We also focused on how we can gear the company to address the challenges posed by the commoditization of software services. We repurposed our Infosys labs to focus on how we can use technology to better automate services and create competitive differentiation for ourselves, just like we are doing for our clients. The company had not given salary increases for 2 years to Infosians above a certain level. No Infosian had received compensation increase for over a year. We gave salary increases twice during the last 12 months. For the first time in the history of this company since 2002, the letter of compensation increase and promotion was sent to every one of our employees before March 31st, 2014. The company had reduced promotions to internal people at lower levels and was hiring outsiders at higher salaries. This had led to low morale and obviously higher attrition amongst our employees. We changed that practice and mandated that 80% of the promotions should go to internal people based on competency assessment. I thank Srikantan, that is Stan Murthy, Head Human Resources, for his leadership in making these important changes happen. I traveled to various development centers and met our people. I met lots of customers across all the 6 continents that we operate in. We also met lots of prospects and investors. Let me now come to the cost optimization agenda. Our operating margin was around 30% as of March 31st, 2015, when Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan gave up his CEO position. Our operating margin should have been 37.8% in rupee terms as a result of the rupee devaluation between March 31st, 2011 and September 30th, 2013. However, my friends, it had plummeted to 23.5% as of September 30th, 2013. Therefore, it was extremely important that we cut out all wasteful and avoidable expenditure and get value for money in everything we did, just as every family does. We introduced several improvements. We reduced expenditure on non-revenue earning people abroad. Let it be very, very clear. We did not reduce a single cent of expenditure on revenue earning people. We strove hard to move the role ratios to the pyramid structure that had existed in the company till 2002. The company had become top-heavy gradually since then. A certain percentage of software delivery people earning high salaries were performing lower-level jobs and were being billed consequently at lower rates. The entry-level salespeople were starting with an advantage of 10 to 12 years over entry-level software development people. We started correcting these anomalies. Some of these will take several years before they are completed. However, despite giving salary increases twice during the last 12 months, some of the initiatives of our cost optimization program raised our operating margins by 200 basis points. I thank Mr. M.D. Ranganath from my office and Mr. Rajiv Bansal, our CFO, for their leadership in making these changes smooth. Let me now come to a final issue. There have been several reports in newspapers and TV channels about 12 middle and senior people leaving the company. Of these, one extraordinary person became a consultant with us due to some unavoidable personal reasons. Two people were middle-level people handling less than 0.5 to 1% of the revenue in distant lands. Some of these had been identified as low performers by the external evaluation agency and the board. Some were evaluated to be low performers by senior management. A small number of them left since they had higher aspirations and their aspirations could not be fulfilled in Infosys. I can say confidently that this company has gone out of its way to retain high performers and has retained them. I want you to remember that this is the first Indian company to start a full-fledged leadership institute, ILI. ILI nurtures and develops 585 leaders at a given point of time. The new CEO has put in an organizational structure that will help him to reach his goals. An external agency has assessed the next level of leaders. We are confident that we have enough budding leaders to handle any eventuality of some more people leaving us due to lack of performance. Both tasks I was assigned have been completed. I want the new CEO to chart his own path to create better glory for Infosys without any interference from the founders, as some people have alleged. I have already spoken about Chris and Shibu's departure from the company. Let me now come to my own case. I suggest to the board, and the board has kindly accepted, that I would become the non-executive chairman from today, that is the June 14, 2014. I will leave the company effective October 10, 2014.